I think Hopper would want to have nothing to do with that big blowhard Alexei. And I think Alexei would think that Jim Hopper's not worth his time because he's such a big deal in his own mind, Alexei. I remember I tried to do it once and it was like an ox. Like it was like trying to move a stone wall. I was like, it's just so big. That's why I couldn't. Yeah, that was really my big takeaway from that movie was just how large he was. I mean, all of India was a highlight for me. I've never been to a country like that. It felt like, so often we travel in the Western world and it feels, there are different tenors of country, but it really felt like being on Mars or something.
Hello, Mr. Harbour. Welcome to Pinkvilla.
Thank you.
Firstly, I already want to congratulate you for Black Widow because I feel like as an MCU fan myself, it's going to be a major hit. And your character in particular is going to be a fan favorite. But there's another character of yours that fans absolutely love. And given how they both end up in a Russian prison, how do you envision an encounter between Chief Hopper and Red Guardian? How do you think that would go?
That's funny. I don't think they would get along. That's for sure. I think Hopper would want to have nothing to do with that big blowhard Alexei. And I think Alexei would think that Jim Hopper's not worth his time because he's such a big deal in his own mind, Alexei.
And also I want to go back to an Instagram post of yours to 2019 where you had said that the greatest vacation of your life happened in India. So my Indian heart was extremely happy about your love letter to that country. So what was the highlight of that trip for you?
I mean, all of India was a highlight for me. I've never been to a country like that. It felt like, so often we travel in the Western world and it feels, there are different tenors of country, but it really felt like being on Mars or something. People there are so beautiful. The hearts are so open. The way, they call it the land of light or something, India, right? And I found that it had such a unique character. I'd never experienced anything like it. I absolutely adored India. And I was up north on the river, and just seeing that river flow through was so stunning. I mean, just the green waters up north flowing through, and there were huge statues of I think it was Vishnu, and it's just a magical land. I can't wait to go back. I love India.
We'd love to have you back as well. There are a lot of Stranger Things and Black Widow fans who'd be more than happy to welcome you.
Yeah.
Going back to Black Widow, before you started shooting for that film, you did a movie with Thor himself, as well as the directors of Avengers Endgame. So did you actually get a pep talk from, Anthony Joe Russo and Chris Hemsworth before you joined the MCU?
I didn't know at that point that I was even going to be joining the MCU. I think we were shooting that movie with, Black Widow wasn't even anywhere on the horizon. But Chris is like, he's a really lovely guy. Yeah, as lovely as you see in interviews. I mean, that just really is who he is. And that movie was, it was a lot of fun to make. It was actually surprisingly a lot of fun to make. We were in Thailand for a lot of it. But it's crazy. He's so physically large. Like I'm a big guy. I'm a very big guy. And so I'm not used to people being bigger than me. But there was one point in the thing where he like supposed to lean against me and I just hit him and I'm supposed to move him this way real quick. And I remember I tried to do it once and it was like an ox. Like it was like trying to move a stone wall. And I was like, it's just so big. That's why I couldn't. Yeah, that was really my big takeaway from that movie was just how large he was.
Even although you weren't a part of Avengers Endgame, how do you think Red Guardian would have fared in the last battle? And do you think Nat's, character arc ending where she sacrifices herself for the greater good, do you think as a character close to Nat, do you think that was justified?
That's a good question. I mean, it's very interesting that Alexei had nothing to do with the Thanos stuff. It's of a lot of interest to me. I don't know how useful he would have been in that battle, to be honest, at this point in his life. I think he needs a lot more training before he gets back to the battlefield. But he, it's interesting. Yeah, he does really reconnect with Nat in this movie in a deep way. And I think that moving forward, whatever happens, he would be very interested in what ends up happening to her. And I know he's very protective, and he also can live in his own delusion about the world or about events. And so I don't know, maybe he blames Clint for what happened on that mountain, or maybe I doubt he has as generous a take as the rest of the Avengers. I mean, it'd be interesting to see him react to that.
Okay. Anyways, we can't wait to see you in Black Widow. And
Thank
thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you. Thank you.
Bye.